Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike and he's Jay and we're rewatched a movie like I just said. We're reviewing episode 6 of Game of Thrones. Crazy shit happens, but not that much. I like this episode mainly for the reason that my brain can calm down a little bit because they didn't jump around as much as they usually do. Yeah. It was like maybe 5 or 6 not scenes, but like 5 or 6 moments happen. So it's really easy to like delve into and figure out what's going on. Let your brain rest a little bit.
Different little mini stories.
Let your brain rest a little bit.
You know what? I know everyone wants us to talk about what happened with Tyrion. That's the big trial. You know, it was to the equivalent of King's Landing, the O.J. Simpson trial, except this time there was an innocent man actually being tried. Wow. But we're going to move on first. We're going to get something early on. Let's talk about
Daenerys.
Yeah, quick little Daenerys
for the Eagles.
You know, she is. Daenerys is starting to understand, like, there's a lot more going on than just blood and guts and dickless men. There's, there's actually a system set up in how you govern your people, and she's hearing all these people and their complaints and their woes, and she has to deal out and delegate responsibility. It's funny because she's like, how many more are there? And they're like, 212. She's like, 212.
Fuck!
She's like, I didn't think it was going to be like this. Seriously.
Well, the first guy comes in, and first off, let's talk about dragons.
Fucking
dragons.
Big time.
When you show dragons, we all get excited in our pants. Because dragons are awesome. So, and that was a surprise, too. Like, the little kid was just like, goats. And then all of a sudden, like, boom, dragon comes on the screen. Kills the goats, obviously. It slaughters the goats. And the guy comes in there with his little... Why do they always...
You know what? It killed a goat. And I know the guy...
No, he killed them all.
I know he did, but you only saw a goat. And he brought in the goat with the bones. And I just thought he was going to be like, it killed the goat. I would be like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, it killed my herd. She's like... I thought it was funny. She was like, I pay you triple what they're worth. And then I like Sir Barristan tell me, he was like, what?
I heard in the book, like, they killed the little boy. Yeah. That's what the big deal. I don't know if they didn't want to show that on HBO or what the deal was. But yeah, like, well, it's 4-year-old version. Why always trying to tell me to go fuck a goat, man? Yeah. No, but, and that was nice. It shows, you know, her continued niceness to these people.
Well, it's a lot different than the last episode because when Barristan had told her, you know, you can answer injustice with mercy. And she's like, I will answer injustice with justice. And then the guy walked in and he was like, I just want to bury my father. You know, it was kind of a touching scene, and she was like, it was weird because she still had that like, it's getting to me with your speech here, but at the same time I thought she was like, go fuck yourself.
I'm still indignant.
Like she did, she's like, he killed and butchered slaves, children, and he was like, I cannot answer. You know, it was like one of those things. Like she's a good actress. Like you can see, like she can give you out like. I care about you, but at the same time, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Like,
well, it was weird.
Lots of waves just coming at you all day.
That's 2 4-year-old version.
I know. I really didn't know what she was going to say. Yeah. Because she looked like sympathetic to his cause, but at the same time, she could just easily be like, I don't give a shit. You go down my face. Yeah. You know, and I thought that's what she was going to say, because at first she started acting like that. And she was like, bad idea, father.
She still handled it right, though. I mean, she was like, okay, you know, bury your dad. But really, you know, she kind of want to be like, oh, fuck, my bad. Maybe he was right all along. Maybe I shouldn't have killed fucking everybody.
I liked it when he walked in with his little manservant, and he was like, I don't even know what the guy's name. It was like 500 words, and he was like, King Prince Kapika, whatever, requesting on it. And she's like, he could speak for himself. And he was like, shit.
Just a little tidbit, just let us know she's still there. They show us, and it's always badass to see the dragons. Much like the walkers, it's like we gotta save our money for this one little scene right here because it's expensive as fuck to show it. Oh, in the opening credits, right there, they actually show Bravos, the big statue sitting there with dick hanging out.
They went fucking under the. If I'd been under, I was like, do you have anything under that? It's like because they went under the skirt. How come all those Greek statues always like have them straddling? Like she's like, pass underneath me.
It'd be funny if they took a picture with like a cell phone. He's like under his skirt when he goes under. He's like, it's legal in New Jersey.
But you know, it's like there's nothing under there. So the sculptors did actually build a wiener hanging out. But it would have been funny. It's like they want their enemies to understand they have big dicks. As they pass under the skirt of this man, Apollo has lifted his skirt. The day has begun.
You can just see the little tip underneath the skirt. But they go underneath him and they go between the statue's legs and they go in there and they go to the Iron Bank. We see the Iron Bank and they're a bunch of smartasses. They come out and they're like, you're fucking standing.
You know what? They actually...
We're not going to give you shit. Where's your ships, bitch?
Yeah, they actually acted like, you know, they're self-important. They're a bank. They know they need money. So they really act like any other bank in today's world. Like, they're Capital One. Yeah. Like, you came in there and you fucking were, like, begging for a loan. They're like, well, you don't have the funds to, have the money, so I'm sorry I wasted all your time, but have a nice day. Because he's like, I've been here since midday. Sir Davos basically convinces them that Stannis is the true heir, and like he's going to be able to back up all his shit. And how much money? He's like, how much money did it cost you for the wars? And as long as Stannis is going to be around, he's in his youth, in his vitality. He's got a lot of vitality. He's going to keep launching war and assaults. So they're going to spend more money if they keep backing the Lannisters.
Yeah, it's like Shark Tank though, dude. It was like Shark Tank, and like everybody was like, "I don't want a piece of this business. I don't want a piece of this business." At the end of it, they got to like the guy who owns FUBU, and he's like, "I'll take it plus half of your fingers, 20%."
That part was gross, kind of, because he pulled this kid. He's like, "This is how they reward you," because he was like, because you know, at first the bank was like, "We don't reward pirates or smugglers," and he's like, "This is my reward, and I find it just." You know, that guy was like, "God damn." Also, I liked how Sir Davos went and recruited that. I don't know the pirate's name. I can't remember his name. The black guy in the tub with those women. Yeah. He just reminded me of Shaft. He was like, "Yeah, let me tell you something." And he was like, "You are not my friend, my friend."
Yeah, give me some brown pants.
Because he's like, he gave him all the coins. Like, I left the rest with your wife. Okay, so moving on from there, then we have the big meeting of the King's Council.
Yeah.
You got Tywin. He brought in Mace Tyrell, the Prince Oberyn, Cersei, and Lord Varys.
And that one fucking guy who's a total douche. Tywin walks in, he's like, "We're ready to begin," and fucking Oberyn's just sitting there like, pimped out.
I hate how his voice is like. That guy's voice, the actor, I mean, he's a good actor and anything, but just the way he talks sounds like he's got a cookie in his throat. He's like, "I just want to say that it's such an honor." And he's like, "Yes, we've got a lot to do today.
Why don't you fetch me my pencils, bitch?"
Grand Maester Pycelle, the old fuck, he was there too. He's like,
"Shibber, shibber, shibber.
I like sherbet bread and balls.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Jump back in the tub."
This shit made no sense. It's like, tomatoes, cheese.
It was just like a random fucking selection, like an old person would go to a store and be like, "I got this and my wife's handwriting is terrible."
He puts a reward on the Hound, basically.
He's
so
like, how much money would it take for a man to take on the Mountain? Or the Hound? And he was like, 12 gold. And he was like, "They got the 100.
Yeah.
I loved he did kind of chastise Cersei too, because they inform him that Varys informs him that Daenerys Targaryen has Barristan Selmy and Ser Jorah as her advisors, 2 seasoned knights and whatever. And he kind of, because Cersei was like, because he's like, "Who dismissed him from the king's guard?" He's like, "I did." He was an old man. He's like, "Obviously it was stupid and incompetent." I was like, "That's right, I fucking chastised her."
Yeah,
but yeah, you know, they did fuck up, so that's gonna bite them in the butt. I knew that was gonna happen too, because Barristan Selmy, you don't let somebody like that go. You just don't. Theon Greyjoy, sister, finally says, "I'm gonna go get my brother. They took his dick. I gotta get him out of there. Like, it's ridiculous." And she's like Joan Jett. She's like fucking Joan Jett version. She's like a badass girl that just, it's a tomboyish as fuck, but I just, when I was thinking about it, it was like, I love rock and roll. Like, when she's fucking like just knocking the shit out of people. Well, she runs into that fucking dog kennel to get her brother, and you know he smelled like armpit, vomit, and fucking garbage juice all mixed in one. He's like, "No, I'm not Theon Greyjoy. I know who I am."
That whole scene was kind of fucked up from start to finish. Because they mentioned it like seasons ago or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's just like, "We're on the boats, we're finally going to do it."
I think it was because her dad wasn't going to approve them to go get her. Because once he got his wiener in a box, he's like, "Oh, you know, that's it."
It just happened so fast, and then they go over, and there's 2 parts I had trouble with. First off, they fight through everybody, and they get over there, and Reek's being a fucking psychopath because he's got no dick. I mean, that would make any man crazy. But he's going crazy, and he bites the bitch, and then that one dude comes in there, and he's just fucking bloody. He's such a he's a douchebag, but he's such a badass. Like, blood all over him, kill everybody. You want to root for him.
He had like 2 S's like, "Let's go."
And there's like, "Now some fun for me."
Ramsay Snow.
He goes in there, and that whole scene, I thought it was, actually, I never usually say bad stuff, but I thought that was bad editing right there. They had his number, and he's like, "Well, let me pull out this key." And he's like, "Do you like dogs?" And, and they had so much time. She could have just like thrown her axe or whatever the fuck at him, or killed. They could have done anything, and all of a sudden he's like slowly putting the key in, and the next scene they're like, "Run from the dogs!" And they're outside. It's like, what happened in between that? Like, it didn't like that so fast.
Well, the thing is, obviously, Theon Greyjoy is fucked up, and Ramsay Snow gives him a mission at the end after a bath. And, you know, he's like, you know, he's such an asshole. He's like, "Your bridge is too weak." Yeah. And he pulls out, he's like, you have no wiener now.
He admired his work.
I know. But so he's giving him some kind of, he's like, "I need you to pretend to be somebody else." And he's like, "Who?" He's like, "Theon Greyjoy." He's like, and then, you know, of course, his sister is, you know, after she's getting, he's like, "Where's Theon?" He was like, "My brother is dead." So she's pretty much coming to the conclusion that he's fucked. He's beyond saving. So, but I don't know.
Dude, when he was giving him that bath, were you not just uncomfortable, like waiting? I was worried. He's about to shove his washcloth somewhere uncomfortable.
I thought he was gonna wait until he got over to the bathtub and have like 5 burly men come over and just fuck his butt.
Yeah.
He's gonna and this is not like, well, he's a sadist. Like, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I thought something bad was going to happen. Thank goodness it didn't.
Yeah,
He's like,
so he actually gave him a bath. Good for him. Yeah, he got something. I mean, he probably stinks really bad.
Dude, you know what that jungle gyps must have smelled like?
Oh, him?
These jungle jigs.
I don't want to smell the jungle jigs.
That's what happens. That's what you call when you get your wiener cut off.
Jungle jigs.
Jungle jigs. Tyrion's trial happens, which is the anchor of this whole fucking episode. Tyrion goes and they go to get him, and he's just sitting there. He's like, "Oh, let me guess, I'm pardoned." And he's like, "Sorry, brother. But they take him out
I like
there.
when he put the shackles, he's like, really? It's like, really, where am I going to go? I'm a little person. And he's like, father's orders. I was like, but like, you suck.
Yeah, so then they march him out there, and as you expected, the whole trial's fucking rigged. Everybody's out there lying and talking shit. Varys, who, by the way, early in the episode, had a weird little, he had a weird little moment
Lord
where he
Varys,
was like,
I love Lord Varys though, because I don't love him, but I think he's pretty cool because he's a sly little bitch. Because that's how Oberyn was like, because come back to my house, I got some good wine, not that swill they serve here, and little boys. Yeah. And he's like, you don't like little boys? And then
Oberyn doesn't understand why nobody else likes boys.
I know, he was like, no. Varys like, yo, so you like girls? And he was like, I would never have thought. He's like, I don't even have sex.
Yeah.
Even before you asked, he's like, yes. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, just Oberyn's face is just hilarious. In this
he's
movie.
funny.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the guy looks at the throne like longingly, and basically that's, he's doing the same thing as Littlefinger. Basically, he wants to rule the throne too. Everybody wants that fucking chair.
I bet it's uncomfortable.
He's up there talking shit to about Tyrion. Everybody's lying. Which actually they're not lying. Like he really did those things, but they're building a case based on his hatred.
They're leaving out a lot of key elements. They had the Kingsguard up there talking about how he's like he slapped the king, and then he told the king he was a half-wit, and he's like, oh please, because you can see like Tyrion's like, oh please, did you even know what he was doing? He was slapping that poor girl, and you were ripping her clothes off.
Yeah,
like it was just I love his whole like Tyrion just knew this was gonna be all a joke. Yeah, and he just said that like you're all fucking stupid.
What's perfect? It's like I think everybody likes Tyrion so much. Like, and we fucking love Tyrion. Is because he's like if you took one of us and put him in his picture. He's like, you people are fucking crazy. You're running around raping little people. You're having sex with little boys. You're doing this. You're doing that. He's like actually sane.
Yeah, he's the most practical one of all of them.
Yeah, which is why it's so funny when he makes fun of everybody. Even under the trial, it was funny. But yeah, so basically he's getting fucked. He's getting fucked. He's getting fucked. And then they go back and Jaime's talking to his dad. And I like
my respect grew for Jaime even further.
Yeah,
which is impossible.
Because he even got smart with him. He was like, "This is total fucking bullshit." It reminded me of Tango and Cash.
I loved his dad's response, like, "The trial's not over yet. Shut up."
He was eating his fucking fruit.
It's probably like Fruit Loops.
It reminded me of Tango and Cash, though. If you guys remember when Sylvester Stallone gets up and they got framed, and he's giving us like long plea, like respect for police, all stuff like that. It's like Kurt Russell's like, I just gotta say it. This fucking sucks. That's what it reminded me of. But he makes a deal. He's like, finally, I'll give up the shit and I'll go and I'll marry that bitch over in
Casterly Rock.
Yeah, Casterly Rock, and I'll continue the family lineage. And he's like, okay. And Jamie was like, oh fuck you.
Yeah, it was so quick. He was just waiting on it. He was like, I was gonna blackmail you over, and then Jamie's like,
Shark Tank.
And we went over trying to tell Tyrion, he's like, look, just whatever happens, just plead guilty and it's going to be okay. And he's going to see. I would have liked to see him go to the Night's Watch, though, because, I mean, I hope that does happen at some point because he teamed up with Jon Snow. Remember in Season 1, they had that kind of interaction. They both respected each other. Because, Tyrion at least understood Jon Snow. He's a bastard, and he never got respected and treated right, and he's a dwarf, so he never got respected. Yeah. And then, eventually, what really sets him off is when his hoe comes up there and she's like, oh, that's really when it gets going crazy. And I felt so, I did too. I was like, God damn, Tyrion, you're gonna be fucking. I feel sorry for you. I didn't know what to do. Liar whore, liar whore. I didn't know what to do for him. I didn't know what to do for him. No. I blew kisses at this yellow.
He's the perfect face of fucked right there. And he's such a good actor. You can see in his eyes, like once she starts speaking, he's like, fuck.
I wanted that boiling rage was coming because he was like, shit, don't.
And he finally did it, and it was worth it. He went off on everybody. He was like, fuck this shit.
I should let all of you die. You should have.
We all knew Joffrey was a fucking cunt.
Yeah, he said that too. He was like, I'm not guilty of that, but I wish I'd killed him. And no matter how many fucks I would have had, it would have been worth it. And I loved how Prince Oberyn's reaction, because the whole time Prince Oberyn was like, this is a whole joke. And he just thought it was hilarious, because he was like, when Shay was like, he asked me to fuck him like it was his last night on Earth, and he was like, and you could see Oberyn's face. He's like, it got juicy. He like leaned forward in his chair, and he was like, goes, would you repeat that? She's like, what? Because did you really say that you would fuck him like it was his last night on Earth? And he was like looking at Tyrion like he was cool as shit. He was like, you a fucking pimp, dog. Like, and it was just like, I loved it. And I don't think Oberyn just knows it's all a joke. Like, he knows it's all fucking fake and it's all set up. And, but I just, Tyrion is like so gangster in this dude because he's just sitting back and hanging out on the fucking thing. And, like, I wanted him to turn around and instead of saying like his whole impassioned speech, because really what his whole impassioned speech boiled down to was basically turning around and going, fuck y'all.
It was like half baked when the dude quits his job. He's like, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you, I'm out.
That's how it was. And you could see, that was the only part of Jamie Lannister looked so weak. He was like, don't.
He was like in Breakfast Club, and the chick's like, stop.
And I love Cersei's reaction too, because when he was silent, he's like, I wish your son had been dead by my hands, or whatever he said, and she was like, And I was like, you know you gonna fucking take that. He's like, and I mean, you know, the whole time he would stare at Cersei when she brought in Shay and stuff. He was like, are you fucking serious? Like, are you, like, you know, and it sucked because I don't know what's gonna happen now. Of course, he did ask for the Battle of Champions.
That was the dude. I looked at the screen and I was like, 2 minutes left when he said that. I was like, they're not gonna fucking show it. And that was more than any other episode when the credits went on. I was like, no!
I mean, it's a perfect time, an hour slot, but I really wish that certain times would be like an hour and a half. Like, especially the finale should be like 2 hours. And like, they never, like, it's always an hour, you fuckers. Like, I don't know why they do that for. It's like, you just gotta get blue balls or something.
Lay it down. I give this episode a 9.0. It was way easier to follow. You got to really sink your teeth into the trial, even though it could have been longer even then. But Tyrion just... Dude's gonna get an Emmy for this.
He's got to.
If not for that one fucking moment. That was amazing. That whole trial scene was just amazing. Tyrion is a fucking badass.
I'm gonna give it a 9.0 as well. Solid storytelling again, even better than the last. I mean, every episode just seems getting better and better and better, and they're really tying shit together. They're really pulling you on to keep tuning in. Like, you can't fucking get enough of it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Mozart wrote it.
So, and that leads me to your question of the day. If you already know the answer, if you've read the books, please don't put any spoilers below about what's going to happen. Talk about this episode.
Like T-1000 just...
It's spoiler alert, Godzilla. But yeah, no spoilers in the bottom, please, for what's going to upcome if you have read the books, even though they've been going away from the books. That doesn't really say anything for sure. But who do you guys think is going to end up fighting in this situation? Since Tyrion said, I want a trial by combat, is Tyrion going to fight somebody? Is he going to call upon somebody else to fight for him? Is Jaime going to fight for the king's side? What the fuck is going to happen?
See, I don't know how that works. I don't know if he actually calls and they have to fight for him, or if somebody has to volunteer to fight for him.
All I know is I'm just really fucking scared that either Jaime or Tyrion are going to be gone.
That's going to happen one way or another. I mean, you can see that pimple get ready to pop.
Can't take it. You already took Sean Bean away. You can't take it.
Oh, you mean death?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. No, they're just going to be... I think they're going to be gone at King's Landing. I mean, I don't think they're going to be there much longer. I'm assuming. But I will say, like, I think it's going to be Sir Bronn, and then, obviously, the most poetic thing of having Jaime Lannister fight for the Kings. Because the thing is, if Cersei asked Jaime Lannister early on, would you kill him? This is an indirect way of killing him, because if he loses, he dies. Wouldn't it be funny is if Tyrion's old squire came back and fought for him?
Yeah, but he's way...
I know, I'm just
he's
saying.
A Fugazi.
What if he found out?
So, that's our...
Little people, big world.
That's our review of Game of Thrones for this week, guys. Comment below, let us know what you thought about this week's episode. Let us know what you think is going to happen, as long as you don't know for sure already. Comment below, let us know. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back next week with another review. I'm doing too much shit with my hands.
Fist that like button.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.